ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this MIAA Division II Girls Basketball Tournament. Participating student athletes, coaches, and contest officials have worked diligently to prepare for today's competition. Please show your appreciation by demonstrating good sportsmanship and respect for all in attendance. Ensure that your behaviors reflect the values that should be identified with these student athletes. Assume responsibility for your behavior and the behavior of those around you. If you require assistance, please call upon an MIAA school or security official. Our great nation is preserved through the leadership and sacrifices of men and women who have served or are currently serving in our armed forces. We invite both veterans and current military personnel to please stand. We thank you for your service to our country. And now, fans, we welcome you to the Romano Gymnasium at Tewksbury Memorial High School for tonight's MIAA Division II Girls Basketball preliminary round between the 42 seed Revere Patriots and the 23 seed Tewksbury Redmen. And now for tonight's starting lineups, first for the visiting Patriots. At forward, junior number 2, Alicia Lum. At forward, sophomore number 12, Bella Stamatopoulos. At forward, senior captain number 10, Carolina Matiro. At guard, sophomore captain number 21, Haley Beloyers. And at guard, senior captain number 24, Skylar DeSimone. And the coach of the Patriots is Chris Orazio. And now for your Tewksbury Redmen. At guard, junior 1, Kat McDonald. At forward, junior number 14, Sam Ryan. At forward, senior captain number 2, Rachel Butcher. At guard, senior captain number 11, Katie Bolomino. And at center, senior captain number 34, Eddie Stolzen. Head coach of the Redmen is Joel McNulty. And now, fans, at this time, we ask you to please rise and move your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Live from the Romano Gymnasium at Tewksbury Memorial High School. Fans, it's the moment you've been waiting for all season. The postseason is finally here. Thank you for joining us on Tewksbury TV tonight. My name's Andrew Della Piana, alongside my partner all season, Vince Allo. Vince, in store tonight, the appetizer for a main course of March Madness between the 42 seed Revere Patriots and the 23 seed Tewksbury Redmen. MIAA Division II girls basketball, the prelim round to move on to the round of 32.
And everybody's got a 0-0 record now at this point, and win and you advance, and that's as simple as that gets here tonight for this ball club. And talking to both coaches before the game, Andrew, and you mentioned this a little while ago off air, that 2 first-year coaches getting their teams into the playoffs. It's fantastic. So congratulations to both programs. For the Patriots of Revere tonight, their 3 keys: rebound, both ends of the floor. Transition defense is going to be big for them, and make shots and convert. For the Redmen under coach Joel McNulty, key number 1, Sound familiar? Rebound, both ends of the floor. Get out and run in transition, which matches the transition defense for Revere, and ball movement at the offensive end. If the Redmen can do all three of those here tonight, they will advance.
The intensity ramping up inside the Romano and at school today here at Tewksbury Memorial High School. Playoff basketball returns to the Mono, full with fans as the prelim round is underway, with the Redmen winning the opening tip-off to begin the game. We'll get the ball into the hands of the second-team All-Conference member, Kat McDonald, who had a stellar regular season for the Redmen in just her junior year. For the Redmen, it's all about a quick start here on offense to try to get going, as they had a 6-game win streak during the regular season, and that's what propelled them to winning those 6 games. The ball finds the hands of Stovsan, and she has the first 2 of the night.
Yeah, it was deflected from behind
Stovsan.
as Palomino raced into the key. Got deflected right into the hands of Stovsan, and here come the Redmen in that full-court press, and they relent.
The visiting team tonight, the Revere Patriots, the 42nd seed in this year's Division II girls basketball bracket. A 12-8 team in the regular season, going 11-3 in Greater Boston League Conference play. Minute in the first quarter, Revere with their first possession of the ball game. That shot is blocked by Stovsan, but a foul is called, much to her displeasure. Redmond fouls on number 34, Maddie Stovsan, her first personal foul, first team foul. Elisha Long will be at the line with 2 shots.
Long gets the 2 free throws here. Not even a minute into this ball game. Take this opportunity, Andrew, to welcome in a crowd enjoying tonight's coverage on Tewksbury TV in the Revere area. Welcome aboard. We're delighted to have you.
Long knocks down 1 of 2 at the charity stripe. It's a 1-point ball game a minute into the first quarter. Talked about the Patriots. If they want to upset tonight, they got to bring a lot of energy into this ball game, being the lower seed here in the prelim game. Sam Ryan, another member of the second team All-Conference this season, as a foul against the Patriots is on the floor. Revere fouls on number 10, Carolina Bettiro, her first personal foul, first team foul.
Ryan is so tough when she can use her strong hand to the left.
Stovsan open, hits a 2, and has 4 to start the game. Maddie Stovsan. A 4-1 Redmond lead, a minute 30 into the first quarter of play. Good backdoor pass for the Patriots, nearly results in an and 1, but they'll get back to the line. Redmond fouls on number 1, Kat McDonald, her first personal foul, first team foul. Bella Stamatopoulos will be at the line with 2 shots.
A little bit of a concern, perhaps, for Coach Joel Mignold is how easily the Revere Patriots have broken the full-court press on the first 2 times that Revere has looked at it here tonight, both of them ending in free throw opportunities.
And to add to the other end of that, the Patriots, 2 possessions down the floor, 2 fouls already for this Redmond team. You don't want to get into foul trouble earlier in this game. Redmond up by 2, 6:30 to go in the first quarter. Good defense from behind by the sophomore captain, Haley Belois, who's been the spotlight of the Patriots this season. McDonald foul from behind on a great feed.
It's going to be the second on Botero.
Revere fouls on number 10, Carolina Bettiro, her second personal foul, second team foul. Kat McDonald will be at the line with 2 shots.
And that play started with the long up-court pass to Palomino at the mid-court line. Spun to the left corner, kicked it in, and McDonald heads up, made the cut to the basket. She gets the first free throw as a result.
And first-year head coach Chris Perazzo called Bettiro the MVP of the GBL this season, and already with 2 fouls to her name. This could be a long run for the Patriots if she's not able to stay in the game, but he decides to keep her in early with the 2 fouls. She's the leading scorer of the Patriots this season, has been an absolute beast on the board. What a friendly role that is for Lung. Elisha Young.
Long with 3 of the 4 points for the Patriots already.
Stovsan quickly back the other way, well defended in the paint by Lung. Able to get on the floor, and it's an offensive rebound for this Redmond ball club. 2 minutes into the first quarter. Tewksbury 4, Revere 4. Sam Ryan from her sweet spot is short. Ball will stay with the Redmond, tipped off of the Patriots. Out of bounds, Redmond ball.
From our perch above the Romano here, Andrew, in the pregame during the warm-ups, you talked about Ryan. That's her sweet spot right there in that left wing.
Redmond had 3 members named to the second team all-conference. There's one of them, Stovsan, who nearly had another bucket tonight for this Redmond team. Long in the corner, she's blocked by Stovsan. Revere will settle things down with halfway through the shot clock. 6-4 Redmond lead, 5:15 and counting left in the first quarter. Stovsan getting her hand in the lane, and it's a steal for the Redmond. McDonald with some speed down the left lane and lays it up off the glass and scores. Kat McDonald. And McDonald, who came into the season as a very underrated member of this Redmond ball club, being named to the second team all-conference, quite a feat for someone who started this year coming off the bench for Coach Joel Bignall.
And she's got 4 points early on in this ball game for the Redmen.
Sam Ryan swats that one back in the face of Belois. Redmond in transition. Palomino, the hoop, bucket is no good, but the foul will stand. No basket.
It'll be DeSimone, her first, already the 3rd team foul.
Revere fouls on number 24, Skylar DeSimone. Her first personal foul, 3rd team foul.
So there's a shocker. Palomino with the left hand.
We talked about an earlier ball game this year. Loves to mix it up. And those guards guarding her, they have no idea where she's going either side. Rachel Pitcher off the catch, hits iron, and the defensive board for DeSimone. They were looking for Belois going into the front court, and the Redmen take advantage of the mistake. Katie Palomino.
Palomino with the layup with the left hand.
And a timeout used by Coach Chris Perazzo. Timeout, Revere. 4:22 remaining in the first quarter. Redmond running out to an early 10-4 lead. Some mental mistakes coming on the Revere end that they need to clean up into this first quarter.
Yeah, you talked about some of the keys to the ball game in talking to Coach Chris Perazzo from Revere. He mentioned rebound and transition defense. He listed that number 2, but so far it's been number 1 because the Redmen are starting to get out into their running game and get things cranked up early on. Already 10 points in, not even midway through this first period. So that's got to be a key for Coach Perazzo, because if this Redmond ball club can kick it into high gear off the turnover, off the defensive rebound, and get easy looks at the basket, it could get out of hand quickly.
As we mentioned, 4:22 remaining in the first quarter. The Redmen with a 10-4 lead here in the preliminary round of the girls basketball Division II state tournament. The winner of tonight's game will go at the Canton Bulldogs on Friday night in the round of 32. Both teams trying to keep their season alive.
Coaching staff from Canton on hand here tonight at the Romano, doing their due diligence, taking notes to see who they will match up with at home on Friday night.
Fun fact about this Redmond, this is their 16th straight year in the state tournament, and it's been over 3 different head coaches.
And you were calling games for each of those years, weren't you?
I was. No, just for 2 of them.
Okay.
Just for Bradley and Bignall. But nevertheless, still an incredible feat for this program that wants to continue the run. The defense has looked good here in the first quarter. Stovsan nearly got her 2nd steal of the night on Bettero. Bettero working the baseline, will throw it up on Stovsan, who's just been a stone wall here in the first quarter. Her defense has been so impressive. Quick up pass, Sam Ryan lays it in. Sam Ryan!
Dare I say, transition defense has been a key. 8-point lead now for the Redmen.
Perfect pass made by Katie Palomino. Right on cue, makes the steal. Redmond with numbers in transition. Palomino tries to go off the glass. Sam Ryan, the offensive board, another 2 for her. Sam Ryan! And the Redmen turning defense into offense nice and early into this ball game. 3.5 left in the first quarter, already with their largest lead of 10.
And Andrew, that run that this Redmond ball club went on later part of this regular season was spurred on by their defense, and they're utilizing it here tonight as well.
And it was a team that was 3-8 back on January the 29th. Won 7 in the final 9 games. Nice little move there by Belois. Haley Belois. Belois breaks the cold slump of the Raiders. Palomino was looking for the bump in the hoop there, wasn't getting either. 8-point Redmond lead, 2:50 and counting left in the opening quarter. Division II girls basketball state tournament. Nice little touch there made by Bettero, but doesn't get the friendly roll. Pull-up jumper is stuck well by DeSimone. Skyla DeSimone.
One of the nicest shooting forms in the division was alluded to by their head coach, and we saw it on display there.
Ryan answers at the other end with a three. Sam Ryan for three.
You think Sam Ryan would let me finish until she answered with her own shooting display at the other end.
Yeah, DeSimone talked about it with their head coach, Parazio. One of the best shooting forms of a player he's coached in his coaching career. As Redmond pick up their third team foul. Redmond fouls on number 11, Katie Palomino, her first personal foul, third team foul.
Catanzaro, Wentworth, and Viets into the lineup. And you talked about, potential foul trouble being an issue for the Redmen. Depth is also a strength of their ball club this year, and we're seeing it here now with those three substitutions.
And we talked about it with Coach McNaught before the ball game. The full bench tonight, minus Dakota Malizia, who's still nursing a foot injury. Jump ball, possession stays with the Patriots. Under the 2-minute mark remaining in the first quarter. Tewksbury 17, Revere 8. Winner of this ball game moves on to the round of 32 on Friday night at Canton High School to play the 10 seed. DeSimone try with a soft touch, high off the glass, and then hits the deck. Redmond want to run. Stovsand, that extra pass. Wentworth for three, yes! Christina Wentworth for three!
What a luxury that is for Coach Mignault. The secondary break results in a banger from three-point land from Wentworth.
All set up by the extra pass of Stovsand, who's had some open shots earlier in this season at the top of the key, decides to make the smart play to move it over to Wentworth. And it's another three for this Redmond team. 12-point lead for Tewksbury. Ball finds the hands of Lung and she lays it in. Elijah Lung.
Lung now with 5 in the quarter.
Redmond quickly back the other way. What a great dish by Stovsand from her knees. And there she grabs the offensive board. Catanzaro puts the ball on the deck, and she's fouled on the way there. Foul is on the parquet. Revere fouls on number 2, Elijah Lung. Her first personal foul, fourth team foul. Stovsand and McDonald go to the bench. Emily Pitcher and Riley Viets in for the home team, who lead by 10, 57 seconds and counting left in the first. Wentworth on the hard drive. Ball pinballs around, finds the hands of Wentworth, and a fresh 30 for the Redmen. Viets, nice head fake, then goes right to the rim and earned that foul. Revere fouls on number 41, Leah Doucette, her first personal foul, 15 foul. Riley Viets will be at the line with 2 shots.
You think back to when that streak started for the Redmen Ball Club earlier in the season, Andrew. Did that coincide with the insertion of Sam Ryan into the starting lineup? I think it may have.
I'd say so.
Because they have certainly elevated the game since then, and everybody has fallen in nicely to their roles for Coach Mignault.
I'd say in the back half of the season, those final 10 games, she's averaged 15-plus points for this team. Out of bounds, Revere ball.
I remember being told before a game that she was inserted into the starting lineup that her grandparents were at home listening, and I mentioned that, and I said to her, they better be listening tonight because she's starting. And boy, since then, they have turned the season around.
They really have. Up by 10 in the prelim game with 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Defense of this Redmond team has looked really good here in the first quarter. There it is on display again, but Catanzaro got a piece of the arm. Redmond fouls number 22, Victoria Catanzaro, her first personal foul, first team foul. Carolina Bettero will be at the line with 2 shots. Bettero knocks down the first of 2. Coach Parazzo deciding to keep her in with 2 fouls here for all the first quarter. She knocks down both. As we mentioned earlier, he called her the MVP of the GBL. And her work on the boards, their leading scorer, and their competitive spirit has carried us up and down the season, is what he told us. Last out on Revere. 10 seconds on the clock. Out of bounds, Redmond ball. The inbound comes to the free throw line for Viets. Sidestep for Wentworth. Off the mark. Rebound by DeSimone. She'll throw it up to try to get one more shot. And this one does not count. No basket. And that's the end of the first quarter, fans, with the score. The Tewksbury Redmen 20 and the Revere Patriots 12. An entertaining first quarter of play has the Redmen up by 8 in the prelim round of the MIAA Girls Basketball Division II tournament. We'll take a short break here on Tewksbury TV and return right back to the Romano with some more playoff basketball. We welcome you back inside the Romano Gymnasium at Tewksbury Memorial High School. MIAA Division II Girls Basketball Tournament here in the preliminary round between the Revere Patriots and the Tewksbury Redmen. Thank you for tuning in on Tewksbury TV tonight. Andrew Del Piana alongside Vince Allo. Second quarter about to get underway between the Redmen and the Patriots. The Redmen leading by 8 after the opening 8 minutes of play.
It lays along with 5 for the Revere Patriots in that first period. And Samantha Ryan with 7 leading the charge for the Redmen.
Vince, we love talking about March and the amount of basketball that it brings us all throughout the month. March 1st, bringing us some playoff basketball here tonight at the Romano. The offensive foul going against Stovsand.
That's going to be her second.
Redmond fouls on number 34, Maddie Stovsand, her second personal foul, 15 foul.
And this is where depth comes into play. Stovsand comes out. They bring in Riley Viets, very active at both ends of the floor using her height. But that could be a concern now for Coach Mignol with Stovsand with 2 already here in this ball game.
Loose ball foul goes against Stovsand. DeSimone the 3 ball from straight away.
Cleared away by Viets.
Redmen have kept quick possessions here on offense in the first half. Pitcher can't give it a go. Viets the putback attempt, can't convert. And the Redmen, they're moving early in that shot clock. Want to see if they can take more time off the clock and get better possessions. Good drive to the hoop by Bettero, and she'll be rewarded with 2 free throws.
That'll be on Viets, her first.
Redmond fouls number 33, Riley Viets, her first personal foul, 16 foul. Carolina Bettero will be at the line with 2 shots.
And when Stovsand went to the bench and Viets came in to replace her, you think back to the number 1 key for both ball clubs, according to each of their coaches, was rebounding. And Viets, defensive rebound at one end, offensive rebound at the other end.
Bettero is no good on the first free throw. Lead remains 8 for the home team Redmen. Bettero short on the second. 50 seconds into this first quarter. Great pass by Viets, and it results in 2 for Ryan. Sam Ryan.
That's how you run that secondary break to perfection. Already tonight it's resulted in a 3-point field goal, and this here an uncontested layup.
And a backcourt violation going against Revere here. Backcourt violation, Redmond ball.
Much to the chagrin of Chris Perazzo, the head coach for Revere.
Both coaches in their first year coaching their respective ball clubs. First year going to the state tournament. Quite a feat for both of these young coaches. McDonald finds herself through the open lane with the Euro step, but can't finish. Last out on the Redmen. Out of bounds, Revere ball.
Unable to convert on the layup and the putback, but there was Viets again in the mix down under the basket, trying to keep the ball alive, and nearly did so.
22-12 our score with 1:30 played in the second quarter. Lung works the tightrope on the sideline with a great defense from pitcher. DeSimone, the ball handler. Redmond remain in the man-to-man defense. 10 to shoot for the Patriots. And the travel goes against Revere. Traveling violation, Redmond ball.
That's the reward when you play aggressive defense, but you start and end with sliding your feet. When you do not reach for the basketball, you end up forcing a turnover. That's what happened right there.
2 minutes into the second quarter. Tewksbury 22, Revere 12. Viets finds herself open. The short little jumper is off. Sam Ryan on the offensive glass. Off the glass and in. Sam Ryan.
Ryan now in double figures with 11.
And she's got the mismatch inside. She has taken full advantage of that here in the first half. Pitcher gets the steal for the Redmen. And they're with numbers the other way. Palomino, the head fake, goes up. Was hit, but no whistle. Pitcher gets the ball on the floor. McDonald to Palomino. Katie Palomino. Timeout, Revere. And the Redmen are cooking right now on both sides of the basketball. 5:28 to go in the first half. 26-12, the Redmen lead, their largest of the night.
Rebound, and that's what the Redmen are doing here in this first half. That took you back to my high school days with a cheer from back in the day, a few years ago. But nonetheless, hustle, getting to the floor for the loose ball and converting. And they're just finding the unselfish play at the offensive end, making that extra pass, realizing that their teammate is open, and they're converting with a 14-point lead now with just under 5.5 left in the first half.
And the Redmen, they've been the aggressors here in the first half, have taken full control of this ball game defensively. They've just had no room to breathe for Revere on offense for them, and then at the offensive end, they just turn those steals into points. And that's been the story of the ball game so far with 5:28 to go in the second quarter.
You got to think back to Maddie Stovesand went to the bench, with just early part of this second period, and since then, they insert Viets into the lineup, and they don't miss a beat. They get even more aggressive at both ends under the basket. So that's a key for this ball club under Coach Joel McNull, is the depth that they can go to when one of their starters happens to be in foul trouble.
Andrew Del Piano, Vince Allo live tonight on Tewksbury TV. You're watching the MIAA Girls Basketball Division II Tournament, the prelim round between the 42 seed Revere Patriots and the 23 seed the Tewksbury Redmen.
And you're able to watch this because of the fine camera work across the way for Mr. Jason Marshall.
Winner of tonight goes to take on the Canton Bulldogs on Friday night in the round of 32. What a rejection by Riley Viets right in front of the student section. Out of bounds, Revere ball.
Landing right there in the white shirt-clad student section here at the Romano.
And she used her full force behind that block.
Yes, she did.
Redmen ripping the ball away from Lung. In transition, once again, Riley Viets nearly got the old school three-point play. But she'll now go to the line as she's rewarded with 2 free throws. Revere fouls on number 21, Haley Belois. Her first personal foul, 6-team foul. Riley Viets will be at the line with 2 shots. Viets short arms the first. And misses both. Lead remains 14 for the Redmen, 3 minutes into the second quarter. It's been all Redmen here in this first half. Patriots looking to get something going on offense, as there's been a lid on the hoop. DeSimone on the left wing, and the reach-in called against the Redmen. This one's going against Palomino. Redmen fouls on number 11, Katie Palomino, her second personal foul, team limit. Revere is now in a 1-1 bonus. Skylar DeSimone will be at the line with a 1-1. Misses the first, and the Redmen with the defensive rebound. The Patriots trying to halt the momentum of the Redmen right now. 14-point the lead for Tewksbury, their largest of the night. Pick and roll with Viets and McDonald results in 2. Riley Viets.
That's the play that was dialed up, the top of the key pick and roll. The thing that Viets did so well after that pick was make herself visible, put her hand up and took the pass for the layup.
And they ran that play to absolute perfection. As Bettero too strong on the 3-ball. Viets and McDonald, they're just in sync right now. Great block from behind by Lung, but it stays with the Redmen. Out of bounds, Redmen ball, 23 seconds on the shot clock. Our score, 28-12 in favor of the Redmen. Emily Pitcher looking for her first 2 of the postseason. And Revere trailing by 16 halfway through the second quarter. Nice little head fake made by Belois, and it's 2. Haley Belois.
Gotta love that hesitation. Pump fake, head fake, left wing in the layup.
28-14, Redmond. Wentworth knocks down another 3. Christina Wentworth for 3.
The teardrop, dare we say. That thing had some arc on it.
That increases the Redmond lead to 17. Nice little jumper there from Lung. Malaysia Lung.
Lung now with 7 in the ball game.
Trading baskets at either end right now. Wentworth tried to force a pass inside a pitcher. It's stolen. Bettero with some pace back the other way. Nice Euro step, but too high off the glass. Palomino, left wing, puts the ball on the deck. Kick out, Viets the 2, bang! Riley Viets.
Unselfish play.
Timeout, Revere.
Drive, draw, dish, bucket.
And Riley Viets, what a game she's had off the bench for the Redmond, doing it at both ends of the floor. 2:53 remaining in the second quarter. Redmond leading by 17 in the prelim round, trying to advance to Canton on Friday night. Be right back with more Redmond girls basketball on Tewksbury TV. Welcome back inside the Romano on Tewksbury TV. My name's Andrew Del Piano with Vince Allo. 2:53 remaining in the second quarter of the MIAA Girls Basketball Division II State Tournament. The opening round, the preliminary round between the 42 seed Revere Patriots and the 23 seed Tewksbury Redmond. Vince, thoughts with 3 minutes left to go in this first half?
It's just defense and rebounding and getting that fast break cranked up for this Redmond ball club here in this first half. And they're coming out of the timeout, applying some full court press. And that's what you do. You keep the offense off balance. You give them different looks from the defensive side of the ball.
First year in this new full 32-plus tournament. We used to have the North, South, Central, and West sectional tournaments in the MIAA going to the full 32-plus. You could get in this year's tournament with a 500 winning record and or being in the top 32 of the rankings, that being in the case of Revere, who finished with a 12-8 record in the regular season. Bettero just hasn't been her night so far on offense. Viets able to get the pass off threading the needle by Catanzano. Riley Viets.
6 in the ball game now for Viets. Transition defense was the number 2 key from Coach Chris Perazzo from Revere. There was none of it on that possession.
And you can't dismiss that pass of Catanzano. Put it in a perfect place for Viets to catch and go right up. DeSimone, tough lefty layup, no good. 35-16, the Redmond lead with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Wentworth looking for her third 3 of the night. Gaggle of white shirts coming together there, last off of them. Out of bounds, Revere ball.
Did you say gaggle?
I did say gaggle.
You said gaggle?
Like geese, you know?
Okay.
White
All right.
jerseys. You know. First thing that came to my mind.
All right. Is that a gaggle of fans over there with the?
Yeah.
Okay. Mark it down. March 1, 2022, Andrew used gaggle in a broadcast.
Minute 45 to go in the first half. Brooklyn Rishi getting in the game, getting a steal for the Redmen. Uplet pass to number 4, Rebecca Paris, who takes some contact. And the third foul of the night going against Bettero. Revere fouls on number 10, Carolina Bettero, her third personal foul. Team limit. The Redmen are now on a 1-1 bonus.
For those hip-hop fans that hear the song often sung by Notorious B.I.G.
Rebecca Harris will be at the line with 2 shots.
Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? She was on the defense all over it that time there for the Redmen.
Rebecca Harris getting the ball game, gets her first postseason points.
Safe to say we are pulling out all the stops on this broadcast here tonight, Andrew.
Postseason, you got to have some fun with it.
Got to bring the A game.
.90 seconds remaining in this first half. Redmond up by 20 here in the opening round of the Division II State Tournament. What a performance it's been for them in the first half. The rebound for Catanzano off the miss. No one's covering DeGrisci on offense, and it's an easy 2. Brooklyn DeGrisci.
Again, lack of transition defense is just really hurting this Patriot ball club. And a great job by Catanzano to keep her head up and find the open teammate, DeGrisci.
Minute counting left in the first half. 38-16. The Redmen have blew this ball game up. Catanzano in with a reach. Last out on her. Out of bounds, Revere ball. Patriots have been held to 16 points through 15 minutes. DeSimone, shots like that, in and then out, have been the difference maker. Becca Harris tried to thread the needle, intercepted by Bettero, who will stop and pull the trigger from 3, hits back iron. Shot clock is dead, 22 seconds and counting left in the half. DeGrisci in some traffic, stolen by Bettero. Ten seconds and counting. The Patriots bench will count them down. Lung drawing the foul as she tried to split 2 Redmen. Redmen fouls number 12, Brooklyn DeGrisci, her first personal foul, team limit. Elisha Lung will be at the line with 2 shots.
To this point, with only 4 ticks left in the second period, the Redmen have held the Patriots to 4 points in this second period.
Lung up with the charity stripe for 2 free throws, missing the first. It's back iron on the second. Sam Ryan gets a hand in the face of Bettero, and that is the end of the first half at the Romano. And that's the end of the first half, fans, with the score of the Tewksbury Redmen 38 and the Revere Patriots 16. So the Redmen will take their largest lead of the ball game into the locker room. The lead is 22 for the Redmen, looking to get a spot in the round of 32 against the Canton Bulldogs. Still another 16 minutes of play on tap. Stay tuned for more Redmen girls basketball on Tewksbury TV. We welcome you back inside the Romano Gymnasium at Tewksbury Memorial High School. My name's Andrew Del Piano alongside my partner Vince Allo. Second half about to get underway between the Tewksbury Redmen and the Revere Patriots. All Redmen in that first half, they lead 38-16 in the prelim round of the MIAA Girls Basketball Division II tournament. Vince, what'd you see in that first half from the Redmen that's put them out to a 22-point lead after 16 minutes?
Well, their defensive rebounding and their defense in general just keyed that transition fast break offense that they used so well in the first half, and they're getting balanced scoring. Sam Ryan with 11 to lead all scores in the first half, but 6 apiece from Wentworth and Viets off the bench. Stovasan, who picked up those 2 fouls, has 4. Palomino with 4, and Kat McDonald with 4. DeGrisci with 2 and a free throw for Rebecca Harris, rounding out the scoring for the Redmen in the first half. Elijah Lung leading the charge in the first half scoring-wise for the Patriots with 7. 4 from Belois, 2 from DeSimone and Bettero, and a free throw from Stamatopoulos.
And you talk about this new tournament format. We get new matchups here in 2022 with the elimination of the sectional tournament. So it's nice to see some new teams, new matchups, as we got the 42 seed Patriots at the 23 seed Redmen. Trip to the round of 32 on the line tonight, and the Redmen just 16 minutes away from capturing that. All they need to do is take care of business here on the home floor. Opening shot of the second half is off target from Bettero. Redmen monster offensive play in that first half with 38 points, mostly coming from Sam Ryan, who's had a lot of easy ones. Sam Ryan!
She comes off the curl to top of the key, right down the left side of the lane, going to her strong hand. So tough to stop when she gets in the lane.
And they've just absolutely picked apart this Revere defense in this ball game. DeSimone short on the 3 ball. Redmen continue to work in transition, and it's another 2, this time for Pitcher, wearing number 2. Rachel Pitcher.
Transition defense was one of the keys from Coach Chris Perazzo from Revere. And again, the Redmen just outraced them to the opposite end of the floor.
And you can tell the Patriots, they are worn down by the Redmen running so quickly back the other way. It can be tough for them to get back on defense. Free ball from Lung. Redmen with a 4-0 lead here into the third quarter. And leading in the ball game 42-16. Trying to continue the hot offense here at the other side of the floor. Palomino takes the hard hit, and she'll get 2 at the line. Revere fouls on number 2, Elasia Lung. Her second personal foul, first team foul. Katie Palomino will be at the line with 2 shots.
Palomino at the top of the key realized, you know what? Left side of the lane is open. I'm going for it.
That's Lung's second foul of the night. Doucette will come in for Stamatopoulos. Palomino knocks down 1 of 2. 43-16 the score in favor of the Redmen. Redmen remain in the man-to-man. Nice move on the inside by Bettero. Get the score. Carolina Bettero.
Bettero now with 6 in the ball game. That was a fantastic move. Breaking down the defense on the left side of the lane.
Redmen have come out of each possession with points here in the second half. Looking to continue. And the streak ends here. Lung falls to her feet and is out of bounds. Out of bounds, Redmen ball. We talked about a little bit earlier, Vince. This Redmen ball club, just about a month ago, back on January 29th, they were sitting at a 3-8 record. They had the option. They could either pack it in and go home or work hard and get a playoff spot, and that's what they did so. Won 7 out of the final 9 games of the regular season to get to a 10-10 record.
They're a dangerous ball club in this playoff format, too. They are clicking on all cylinders.
And that 6-game win streak against about 3 of the top 30 teams in the state has boosted this team's confidence to an all-time high. Out of bounds, Revere ball. Unfortunately, that 6-game win streak came to an end last Thursday at Boston Latin. And a turnover against Revere.
In a game they hung around in.
Traveling violation, Redmen ball.
They were in the ball game, so that's that. Again, you know, granted it was a loss, but still it's a loss that you can come away feeling pretty good about the performance of your ball club, just to find out exactly how competitive they really are.
And Boston Latin is one of those teams. They're in the top 20 in Division I. Lavarnia with a great move and the layup off the iron. Victoria Lavarnia.
This Patriots defense looks a lot like the Patriots defense against the Bills in the playoffs.
3 ball is short from Bettero. Redmen basketball. Out of bounds, Redmen ball. The officials talking things over here. They might be looking at a tip, and that is exactly the case.
That's teamwork.
The call on the floor has been reversed. Revere basketball.
Oftentimes with the 3 officials working this game, one maybe had a better look, a better vantage point, and said, hey, you know what, I saw it this way.
The important thing is that they get the call right.
Yep.
Rachel Pitcher gets credited with the steal for the Redmen. 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Hard drive by her freshman sister, Emily Pitcher, who will go to the free throw line. Revere fouls on number 21, Haley Belois, her second personal foul, second team foul. Emily Pitcher will be at the line with 2 shots.
Well, since the Redmen closed the first quarter on top 20-12, since then, this Patriot ball club has totaled 6 points.
Pitcher in and out on the second free throw, doesn't get either of them. Redmond student section, a sea of white tonight here at the Romano. Trying to get this team to the round of 32. This foul will go against Livarnia. Excuse me, going against Revere.
It's on Lung. And again, I'm going to say much to the chagrin of Coach Chris Perazzo from Revere.
Revere fouls on number 2, Alasia Lung, your third personal foul, third team foul. And I was thinking the same thing Coach Perazzo did, that it was on Livarnia for a reach-in when Lung had the basketball.
Might have given him a warning.
I think that's exactly what was the case.
Because the person standing next to Coach Chris Perazzo is Chris Perazzo. In other words, he's beside himself as a result of that call. Did not like it.
He's hit with the warning. Didn't officially get a technical foul. Rachel Pitcher knew it right as she did it with the double dribble. Double dribble violation. Revere ball. And the Patriots want to talk it over. Timeout, Revere. Halfway through this third quarter of play, the Redmen leading 45-18 over the Revere Patriots. Trying to close this one out and get to the round of 32, where the winner will face Canton on Friday night on the road.
And again, we talked about the coaching staff from Canton High School here in attendance at the Romano. Needless to say, the ride down 93 from this game here for that coaching staff might be a little quiet. As he realizes that they got a game on Friday. Because if this Tewksbury Ball Club, first and foremost, takes care of business for the next 12 minutes and 5 seconds, they will have their hands full with this ball club on Friday night.
Andrew Del Piana, Vince Allo, 4:05 remaining here in the third quarter. Redmond girls basketball on Tewksbury TV. The prelim round of the MIAA girls basketball Division II tournament. The 42 seed Revere Patriots at the 23 seed Tewksbury Redmen.
We don't often talk about it often enough, Andrew, but the unselfishness of this ball club, we've seen it in the last month and a half or so. Just their ability to, when they break the defense down, something clicks inside their mind where they say, you know what? The defense is double teaming me. Someone's open, and they find that teammate for an easy look. And, you know, that you can coach that, but a lot of the players have to have that intuition, and we've seen it on full display here the last part of this season.
And I think that was a problem that this team definitely focused on in the later half of the season of making that mistake. Redmond fouls on number 3, Victoria Livarnia. Her first personal foul, first team foul. And I just think it's been the togetherness of this team that they've worked so well on throughout the back half of the season. As they took a look at themselves in the mirror, 3-8, something has to be done differently, and we've clearly seen a change of pace in this team. Knockdown 3 is good from Bettiro. Carolina Bettiro for 3.
7 in the ball game now for Bettiro, but no doubter from 25.
The leading scorer for the Patriots coming in tonight, the senior captain, wearing number 10. Foul on the inside against Doucette. Revere fouls on number 41, Leah Doucette, her second personal foul, fourth team foul. Pass picked off. DeSimone with some speed back the other way with Pitcher hustling back. DeSimone will throw it up, and last off for the Patriots. Out of bounds, Redmond ball. You can see DeSimone and Bettiro talking to the official. They believed it was last off of Riley Viets.
In addition to some contact on the layup from DeSimone.
3:15 and counting remain in the third quarter. Tewksbury 45, Revere 21. Wentworth, the beautiful fake, wasn't able to knock down the 3 though. Great save as the ball was getting out of bounds by DeSimone to find a teammate. Patriots still hanging in this ball game, don't want to go away. Livarnia picks up her second foul. Redmond fouls number 3, Victoria Livarnia, her second personal foul, second team foul. DeSimone working it inside. Patriots get a fresh shot clock out of the foul. Lung. Viets was able to get a piece of it. Doucette's tied up inside, but the foul against the Redmen. Redmen fouls on number 33, Riley Viets, her second personal foul, third team foul. And Vince, I'd be curious to see if we start to see more of the back end of the bench as we get later into this ball game, as you want to keep your starters healthy for the round of 32. Off the glass goes Bettero. Carolina Bettero.
Bettero was 7 here in this third period.
She's doing all that she can.
Yep, she's got all 7 points.
And what she hopes to be not her last game of her high school career. Viets on the block. Wentworth a steal from behind, and then it's ripped away by Lung. And Lavarnia called again for the reach, her third personal of this quarter. Redmond fouls on number 3, Victoria Lavarnia, her third personal foul, fourth team foul.
Harris, Stovesand, and Ryan check back in. It might be the first action for Stovesand since she got that second personal foul back in the first half.
I believe so, Vince. Want to say, on the safer side of things for first-year head coach Joel Vignault, first season in the ball club, a 10-10 regular season, and Bettero the and one.
And she is fired up.
Carolina Bettero. Redmond fouls on number 12, Brooklyn Negrici, her second personal foul, 15 foul. Carolina Bettero will be at the line with one shot.
9 in the quarter already. In fact, all 9 for the Patriots here belong to Carolina Bettero, looking to go into double figures in the period. Already with 11 in the ball game. You're right, the senior, she is giving it all she has here tonight. You love to see that.
Can't convert the three-point play, but will stay with Revere. Out of bounds, Revere ball. And you can start to see a new sense of life, of energy on the Revere bench, as their senior captain, Bettero, trying to keep him in as long as possible. Sam Ryan, the interception. She read it like a cornerback. Stovesand tied up, rips it away. And a foul on the floor against the Patriots. Revere fouls on number 41, Leah Doucette, her third personal foul, 15 foul. Travel goes against Harris right off the inbound. Traveling violation, Revere ball.
Things have stalled as of late for the Redmond Ball Club.
And the last thing you want to do is pick up bad habits. Just to the minute 30 mark remaining in the third quarter. What a quarter for Bettero, another bucket. Carolina Bettero. Timeout, Redmond. So a little bit of energy coming from the Revere sideline. It's only an 18-point game, as now Revere is within shouting distances. What a third quarter it's been for their senior captain, Carolina Bettero.
She's got 11, all 11 in this third period for the Patriots with 1:25 left in the quarter. 13 in the ball game, and the senior, number 10, she obviously did not get the text, instant message, direct message, email, call it what you will, that this game was over. She is fighting till the end, and she has turned things around in the last few minutes for her ball club, enough so that there's been a timeout taken by Tewksbury to kind of calm things down, because at the offensive end, they've been struggling in the last few possessions to get anything going.
And as you mentioned, Vince, the Redmond offense has started to stall here at the tail end of this third quarter. They were hot coming into this third quarter, and then had some buckets at the beginning of it. But now the Revere defense starting to pick up, starting to force some turnovers. And this Redmond ball club, they got to be careful. They got Revere looking over their shoulder.
And they got Bettero
right in the midst of it.
leading the charge. And now some full court defense out of the timeout for the Patriots.
Redmond able to break it as they sky it over to Maddie Stovesand. She's draped in blue shirts, but she's able to get the pass off. Wentworth will step into a jumper. Gets the roll. Christina Wentworth.
Just what the Redmen needed. Now Wentworth with 8 in the ball game.
Minute to go in this third quarter. DeSimone too high on the shot as she tried to go off the glass. Coach McNall wants to see some ball movement on the possession. Wentworth, a long 2. Rebound finds the hands of Stovsan. Catanzano with no play, just throws it out and resets the offense with Sam Ryan. Revere doing a good job of shifting their feet here in the 2-3 zone. Catanzano for 3. The defensive board for Doucette. And that is a good defensive possession there by the Patriots.
No doubt.
Long, great pass to Doucette. Doesn't get the bounce though. And now she ties herself up with Ryan as the jump ball. Jump ball. Redmen take possession.
Doucette, only a sophomore. She's the emotional spark plug at both ends of the floor for this Patriot ball club.
10 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Redmen up by 20. Looking for the last shot here of the third. Wentworth got it up but traveled beforehand. Traveling violation, Revere ball. 1.1 seconds left in this quarter. They're not able to get one shot off. And that's the end of the third quarter, fans, with the score of the Tewksbury Redmen 47 and the Revere Patriots 27. So the Tewksbury Redmen up by 20. We're just 8 minutes away from going to the round of 32, looking to close out the Revere Patriots. But Vince, they're not going away in this ball game.
Well, Botero in that third period outscored the Redmen 11-9. So the one-man show, if you can say that, the one-man show here for this Patriot ball club at the offensive end was Carolina Botero. 13 in the ball game, 11 in that third period, and cut the lead to 20. And the important stretch here into this fourth quarter. Redmen come out, get a couple of good looks, couple of buckets, couple of stops, and get that we widen that margin even more so. They can start to coast a little bit, but you cannot let any team hang around and get some emotional spark, and they're getting that in the form of number 41, Leah Doucette, the sophomore for the Revere Patriots. So key stretch in this ball game is the first few minutes of this fourth period.
And those streaks by other teams is not going to fly later in the tournament, especially if they take care of business in this ball game and go to Canton on Friday night, a very tough ball club and a hostile crowd environment that they're going to go into. Andrew Del Piano, Vince Allo here on Tewksbury TV tonight. MIAA Girls Basketball Division II preliminary round. The 42 seed Revere Patriots at the 23 seed Tewksbury Redmen. As we mentioned, winner of tonight goes to Canton High School on Friday night to take on the Bulldogs in the round of 32. Botero is blocked on the inside. Long 2 is short by Bellows. Last out, Redmen basketball. Out of bounds, Redmen ball.
Noticing in the last few minutes that the loose balls and the hustle plays are belonging to the Patriots, so something that has to be turned around quickly for this Redmen ball club to ice this game.
And that's one thing the Redmen have dominated all throughout that win streak that they had in the late half of the season. Palomino will step into a 2. Offensive rebound finds the hands of McDonald on a fresh 30. Palomino traveled before he put the ball on the deck. Traveling violation, Revere ball. .45 seconds into the fourth quarter. The lead remains at 20 for the Redmen. Lung, she's whistled for a travel on offense. Traveling violation, Redmen ball. And Vince, this game has kind of slowed down pace-wise. You don't want to see either team picking up turnovers or unnecessary mental mistakes on either side. McDonald from the left wing. Pitcher tried to keep it in, stepped out of bounds though. Out of bounds, Revere ball. .6:45 remaining in the ball game. Tewksbury 47, Revere 27. Betero, it's been her second half. How about another? No. Shot didn't hit the rim, so the clock doesn't reset. 10 for Revere to shoot. They try to throw it over the top. No one home there for the blue jerseys. Now McDonald with some speed. Sam Ryan, the Euro step through the defense, hits back iron. And the foul on the floor goes against Revere.
It'll be the 4th on Doucette.
Revere fouls on number 41, Leah Doucette, her 4th personal foul, 6th team foul. Now she'll head to the bench with 4 fouls. But you can't discredit the work she's done tonight on the floor.
Yep.
She's really been a spark plug for this Patriot team. Always an aggressive ball player with those 4 fouls, but doesn't shy away from the moment. Sam Ryan doesn't shy away from the moment either, hits a 3. Sam Ryan for 3.
16 in the ball game now for Ryan to lead all scorers.
Has been the spark plug of the offense here in the second half of the season. Has been their leading scorer in almost about every game. DeSimone. And the rebound for McDonald. Has that great court vision. Gives it back to pitcher. Stovsand. Sam Ryan, great cut, and Palomino finds her. Sam Ryan.
Beautiful job by the Redmen. Again, unselfish, finding that player that makes the play away from the ball.
And what looked like a broken possession at first, as this one is rejected by Ryan. It's been her 4th quarter. Palomino goes up with the left. I think that Taro got a piece of it. Under 5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Tewksbury 52, Revere 27. Betero driving at the right hand. And the foul goes against the Redmen. Redmen fouls on number 2, Rachel Pitcher, her 1st personal foul, 6th team foul. Both teams sitting at 16 fouls. No fouls to give for either side. Betero has been the maestro here in the second half for the Patriot offense. Works her way through the hoop and the harm. Really went 1 on 5 on that possession.
She had it on a string.
Carolina Betero.
Started with it, surveyed the court from between the circles.
Number 33, Riley Feets. Her 3rd personal foul, team limit. Revere is now in a 1-on-1 bonus.
Crossed it over at the free throw line, got into the lane.
Carolina Betero will be at the line with 1 shot.
She's been fantastic here in this second half.
Doing everything in her power to keep her Patriots in this game. Lavarnia off the great dish from Stovsand. Offensive board for Palomino as she tracked it down nicely. McDonald will switch the floor. Feets. Stovsand the board. Loose ball foul against Revere.
No, it's going to be against Veets.
Loose ball against Veets. Redmen fouls on number 33, Riley Veets, her 4th personal foul, team limit. And excuse me, Vince, I saw a white jersey hit the floor, but it was against Veets for the loose ball.
Yep, she went to the floor and picked up the foul, her 3rd.
Skylar DeSimone will be at the line with a 1-on-1. DeSimone knocks down the first. Our score 52-31 in favor of the Redmen. Just 4 minutes away from going to the round of 32.
You want to see an ideal release on a shot? You just did.
And there is again to perfection.
Enough so that the coach mentioned that one of the nicest releases he's seen in that conference in some time, maybe ever. Full display there, 2 of 2 at the line on that opportunity for DeSimone.
He said it's not a surprise to see her get so hot from the perimeter, and the Redmen get sloppy on offense. Backcourt violation, Revere ball. .355 remain in the game. Redmond 52, Patriots 32. Referee's going to talk things over here. Last out on Revere. Out of bounds, Redmond ball.
And right there in the middle of it, Katie Palomino just has a nose for the basketball, deflected it off the Revere ball player.
Then she turns it right back over. Too tall for Livarnia. Out of bounds, Revere ball. Both teams trying to clean up play here in this fourth quarter. As we mentioned earlier, the Redmen, you don't want to pick up bad habits in a blowout game like this. Because if you do that against Canton, they'll make you pay for it.
Yep.
Livarnia with the board. Now wants to work in transition. Blocked, though, by Bartero. I don't think Livarnia even saw her from behind. Bartero will throw it up as pitcher hits the deck. And Stovsand the steal. Hasn't seen too much time tonight as she picked up fouls early in this game. Trying to knock a 3 down right on cue, doesn't do so. Livarnia the board and a reach against the Patriots. Revere fouls number 24, Skylar DeSimone. Her second personal foul, team limit. The Redmen are now in a 1-1 bonus. Victoria Livarnia will be at the line with a 1-1. Livarnia swish on the first.
You talked earlier, coming out of the first half, Andrew, about the scoring distribution for Tewksbury. They have 10 people in the scoring column here tonight. 10.
Revere wasn't able to clean up the rebound. Out of bounds, Redmond ball. And you talk about that depth so much this season, Vince. It's been such a factor for this team. And in the playoffs, it matters so much more that you can have scorers come off the bench, and not just scorers in general, but specialist players, defensive players, players who can hit the 3 ball. It all matters in the postseason when it comes down to things.
Absolutely, and players that can force tempo, and that wears the opposition down.
And if your bench is better than another team's bench, usually come out with a victory if the starters can equal each other out.
Yep.
Out of bounds, Redmond ball. Palomino will go to the bench. Catanzano returns to the lineup. Wentworth trying to look for her third 3 of the night. No good. Redmond players getting their final home game of the year here at the Romano. Being the 23 seed, they are able to host a prelim game tonight. Redmond fouls number 12, Brooklyn DeGrishy, her third personal foul, team limit. Carolina Bettero will be at the line with a 1-on-1.
Getting the seniors out, letting them enjoy the last few minutes here on their home floor. Another senior, Bettero, realizing if this is her last game, she's going out in a blaze of glory because she has been all the offense here tonight for the Patriots.
Tewksbury 53, Revere 34 with 2:15 remaining in the game. Redmond just want to milk the clock here on offense, get some good offensive possessions, and walk out of here with a victory. Ten seconds to shoot. Livarnia lost the handle on it, and DeGrishy ties it up. Jump ball, Redmond keep possession. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Another senior will go to the bench for the final time. here at the Romano. Rachel pitcher. Inside pass. The Griechi had some good interior defense on her. Minute 45 left in the fourth. 53-34, the Redmond lead. The Griechi ties up Bettiro after the miss. This one will go in favor of the Patriots. Jump ball. Revere takes possession.
So at this point, the Redmen will advance, Andrew, and head south to visit Canton on Friday night.
Should be a great matchup in the round of 32, Vince. Out of bounds, Redmond ball. Take a look at that matchup preview there. Canton, the 10 seed, will host that ball game as we get down to the final 32 teams here in girls Division II basketball. The Redmond has the 23 seed, definitely will come in as the underdog, but want to prove to the rest of the state that they can hang with the best of the best. Bettiro doing everything she can on either side of the floor. She gets down to the final minute 5 seconds of her high school career. Oliveira, the offensive rebound, wearing number 23 for the Patriots, getting some action. The miss pulled down by Harris. 50 seconds to go. The Griechi will just pull it out. Pitcher will take a long two. Offensive board. Catanzano goes right into the teeth of the defense and draws the foul. Revere fouls on number 23, Marissa Nunez Oliveira. Her first personal foul, team limit. Victoria Catanzano will be at the line with 2 shots. Catanzano misses. And the junior Alicia Lung will head to the bench for the final time this season. She's still got one more year left in her. She's just a junior. Catanzano misses both at the charity stripe with 35 seconds left. 5-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Last possession of the night for Revere. DeSimone lost the handle of it. 10 seconds left. Pitcher, all she needs to do is get over the half-court mark. And Bettiro will pick up a foul. Revere fouls on number 10, Carolina Bettiro, her 4th personal foul, team limit. And Bettiro will get a standing ovation from the Revere crowd and her teammates for an amazing high school career.
18 in the ball game, 16 in the second half for Carolina Bettiro.
She really gave it all she had in this ball game, Vince.
Tremendous effort in many ways.
Big salute to number 10. Pitcher, no good on the free throw. Goes to Revere. Out of bounds, Revere ball. Check into the game for the Redmond, number 45, Addie Grant. Nice little moment here with 4.2 seconds left. Addie Grant, who's part of the unified basketball team, getting in for the final possession. And that will do it at the Romano tonight. And that's the end of the ball game. Redmond win. The final score, the Tewksbury Redmond 53 and the Revere Patriots 34. Fans with the win. The Redmond now move on to the round of 32, in which they will travel to Canton High School to take on the Canton Bulldogs on Friday night. Again, the Redmond will go to Canton on Friday night for the round of 32. Thank you for joining us tonight at the Romano Gymnasium. Please drive home safely and good night. So that'll take care of basketball here at the Romano this season, Vince. The Redmen walk out of here with the victory. They're on their way to the round of 32, in which they will take on the Canton Bulldogs.
Yeah, and you just love to see how this team has turned it around. Like you mentioned, Andrew, once at 3-8 on the season, adjustments were made, and confidence was built, and this team has clicked and put it together since then. They now steamroll their way down to Canton on Friday night. For the Revere Patriots, a solid effort. They hung in there till the end. They played with a lot of spirit right up till the final buzzer. And what a performance tonight from Carolina Botero with a game-high 18 points. And just coming up short and coming up against a ball club, in this Tewksbury Red Met ball club, that has really, really played well the last few weeks of this season, and it continued here tonight.
And we're excited to see what's in store for this Redmond team. As we mentioned all throughout the night, now they will go to Canton to take on a very tough Bulldog team. The 10 versus 23 matchup in the round of 32. But that'll wait till Friday night, and everyone will have their eyes on that ball game. You know we will. Your final one more time, Tewksbury 53, Revere 34. The Redmen are off to the round of 32 to take on Canton. For our entire crew this season at Tewksbury TV, Jason Marshall, Brian Dorrington, Andrew Del Piana, Vince Allo, saying so long from the Romano one more time, and a good night to all watching.